Reflection. When light is incident on a certain surface, it either gets reflected or bounces back. Such surfaces are really well polished and act like a mirror. The phenomenon of light bouncing off surfaces is called reflection. Laws of reflection. The ray of light that strikes a reflection surface is called as the incident ray, and the ray that gets reflected back is called the reflected ray. The imaginary line is perpendicular to the reflecting surface at the point of incidence is called the normal. Angle of incidence, angle I, is the angle between the incident ray and the normal. Angle of reflection, angle R, is angle between the reflected ray and the normal. Law and reflection states that the angle of incidence, angle I, is always equal to the angle of reflection, angle R. Angle I equals to angle R. The angle of incidence, angle of reflection, and the normal are all lie on the same plane.
Okay, so we have learned that is what is reflection. Reflection is the bouncing back of light. It is called reflection. The ray that is falling on the surface is called, what is it called?
Ma'am,
Incident
incident
rate.
ray.
Incident rate.
Ma'am, incident ray.
Incident rate.
Incident ray. The ray that is bouncing back is called
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
reflected ray.
reflected
Ma'am,
ray.
Ma'am,
reflected ray.
reflection.
Reflected ray.
Ma'am, reflected ray.
so these are, and this is the plane of surface where the ray is falling and getting bounced back. So what is has been told, that what is reflection of laws of reflection? The rays of light that strikes the reflecting surface is called the incident ray, and that bounces back is called the reflected ray. Okay, the imaginary line that is perpendicular to, so I have told you yesterday also, the imaginary line that we do not draw, but it is an imaginary line that is perpendicular to the reflecting surface. This is the reflecting surface, and the ray that is perpendicular to it is called the normal. Why it is called normal? I told you yesterday, because a ray, if it comes vertically and fall on the reflecting surface, it will bounce back retracing its path. It will bounce back in the same path, and that is why there is no deviation in that ray. Okay, it will come normally and will bounce back normally only. So that is called, that is why this line is called normal. Clear to all of you? This
Yes,
line is
ma'am.
Yes,
clear?
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Angle
Yes,
of
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
incidence. What is angle of incidence? It is the angle between the normal and the incident ray. It is denoted as angle I. Okay. What is angle of reflection? The angle that has been made between the normal with the reflected ray. This is angle R. Is it clear? So
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
according to the laws of reflection, what does this law states? That whatever may be the position on whichever surface the ray is incident, always the angle of incidence will be equals to angle of reflection. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
The
Yes,
laws
ma'am.
of
Yes,
Yes,
reflection
ma'am.
ma'am.
states that in any condition, whatever and whichever surface it may be, the angle of incidence will be equals to angle of reflection. And one more thing it states, that is the second part of the law, that is the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the reflecting surface lies on the same plane. The angle of incidence, the angle of reflection, and this normal, sorry, angle of incidence and angle of reflection, and this incident ray will lie on the same plane. That is the plane of reflection. Am I clear? These are the
Yes,
Yes,
two
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
laws of reflection
yes,
that
yes,
you should
ma'am.
know. Hassan, tell me what I have just told you. What are the two laws, if you have understood?
Ma'am, the two laws are incident ray and the ray that gets reflect. Ma'am, you have told about the incident ray. Ma'am, that
What is
the ray
incident ray? Define incident ray. What is incident ray?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the light that strikes a reflecting surface is called the incident surface. And
Incident
ma'am, the
ray.
ray, yes, ma'am, incident ray.
Hmm.
And ma'am, the ray that gets reflected back, ma'am, the ray that gets reflected back from the uh, from the
From the
position.
surface. From the
Yes, surface.
surface.
Yes, ma'am. From the surface is known as reflected ray.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Chandresh. First law of reflection. What is the first law?
Ma'am, that incident ray is always equal to the reflected
In
ray.
रे नहीं.
Ma'am,
Angle of
angle of
incidence.
incidence.
Angle
Yes,
of
ma'am.
incident. Incident. ये क्या है? Incident ray. It is
Yes, ma'am.
reflected ray. But the angle that this incident ray is making with the normal is called angle of incidence. And that angle, the reflected ray is forming with the normal is called angle of reflection.
Yes,
According
ma'am.
to the first law, this angle
Ma'am,
of
angle of
incidence
incidence is equal to the angle of reflection.
clear to everyone.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Next, Shraddha, what is the next part of the law? What is the second law?
Ma'am, you explained that the angle of incident ray, the angle of reflected ray, and the normal lies on the same plane.
So the angle of incidence, angle of reflection, and the normal will lie on the same plane. This is the criteria for the reflection of light. Clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Now Shraddha read from image. Okay.
Images. Rays of light from an object after reflection by a mirror tend to converge or appear to diverge from a certain point in front of the mirror. At this point, the reproduction of the object is called an image. These images are classified as real or virtual images. A real image is formed by the actual convergence of light rays after reflection. Real images can be viewed on a screen. A virtual image is the apparent convergence of diverging light rays after reflection. Virtual images cannot be viewed on a screen. The image formed by a plane mirror is erect, virtual, and is one of the same size as the object. The image is at the same distance behind the mirror as the object in front of it.
Okay, now stop. So what is it? Image. What is image? Image is formed due to the process of, that is the phenomenon of reflection that you have learnt also earlier. So rays of light from an object after reflection by a mirror tends to converge or appear to be diverged from a point. Suppose this is a mirror. Okay, and what you see, if you keep an object over here, so you are going to get a image behind the mirror. Okay, how you are able to get this behind the mirror? So this is the reflecting, this mirror is a reflecting surface. Okay, and the image, this is an object image, this ball is an object, and the image is formed actually at the same distance behind the mirror. If it is x, what is the distance is x, the image will be formed as if behind the mirror at a distance of x only. In case of, this is a plane mirror, this is the first you have done about plane mirror. No,
Yes, ma'am.
done. So
Yes,
in
ma'am.
case of plane mirror, you know, the object, it will just, the image of the object will be formed at the same distance at the back of the mirror. Okay, so how it is coming? Suppose rays of light are coming from this object. Okay, rays of, these are the rays of light, and what will happen, you can see this ray is coming over here and as if it is getting reflected and the image is formed at the back. So how we are going to see this object? You are going to see, if we just extend this line behind and if you keep your eye over here, you are going to see the image of this object. We just see like
Yes,
this. In
ma'am.
case of mirror
Yes, ma'am.
only, we are able to see like this. So object, you know, the object is over here. We are taking two rays. Only we are considering two rays over here. One ray is coming and falling over here and the other ray is coming and falling over here. These are the two rays. There may be many rays, you know, because the beam of light is coming and falling on object. So this ray will get reflected, as if in case of laws of reflection we know the angle of incidence will be angle of reflection. So this ray will get reflected back as if at the back of the mirror, and it will make the image in this position after reflection. If we want to see this image, we have to keep our eye over here, because if we just extend back this reflected ray and view from this point, we are able to see the image of this object in the plane mirror. That has been told over here, that rays of light of an object after reflection, rays of light from an object after reflection by a mirror tend to converge. They just get converge at a point. Converge means all the rays, they will go together and form at a point. Diverge means from a point it get dispersed. Converging means these are the converging rays.
Ma'am,
The
and
arrow
diverge means to spread out.
just opposite is spread out. So if a point, a source of light is here, it is getting diverge from two different direction. Okay, so this is the converging ray. So what is mirror tend to converge or appear to diverge. Sometimes you can see that it can converge at a point, or it will appear to be diverging from a point. So here what you are appearing here, you are seeing that this is a point from where the rays are diverging and coming to your eye, है ना?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
this
ma'am.
is, so either
Yes, ma'am.
in either of the case you can see that either they are converging at a point or they are getting diverge at some point. So what will happen? They will form image at two conditions, one at converging and the other at diverging. At this point of reproduction of object is called, so at this point of converging or diverging, what will be formed? An image will be formed. Image again will be of two types. What are the two types of images? Real images and virtual
Virtual
images.
images.
Are you able to see? You are able to see your image in a mirror. Can you have a screen on which the mirror you can collect the mirror image of yourself? No. If you just place
No,
a screen
ma'am.
at the back of the mirror, are you able to see the image? No. You are
No.
not able to see the image. So this kind of image which cannot be formed on a screen, they are called virtual image. But real image, what is real image? It is formed by actual convergence. That is, the rays of light are getting reflected and actually they are getting converged at a point. Here I told you that if you see from here, this point, this image will be seeing that this ray, from this image, the rays are getting diverged. That is, they are spreading out. So here the image is virtual. And in case of real image, you will see actually the rays will converge at a point. Suppose all of you having a magnifying glass, है ना? कोई कोई देखे होंगे ना? You have seen a
Yes,
magnifying
ma'am.
glass.
Yes,
Ma'am, I
ma'am.
have.
If you place, just you will do the activity today. If you place the magnifying glass on a paper, you will see a magnified view of the letters on the
Yes,
paper.
ma'am.
How
Yes,
you are
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
getting, how you are getting actually the rays of light are getting converged at a point and you are able to get a real image. Okay, so real
Okay,
image
ma'am.
is formed by the actual convergence of light after reflection. Real image can be viewed on a screen. You can have the real image on a screen. Pinhole camera, you are having the image on a screen at the back of the pinhole camera, which you can see.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
after reflection, the light that is entering the pinhole and they can be formed on or cast on a screen. You can have the image on a screen. So the image that is formed due to pinhole camera is an example of a real image. The image that is formed in your eye also, the formation of image, you can write it out, the example that the image formed in your eye due to reflection of light is also an example of real image. So
Ma'am.
example of two virtual image I told you, in the mirror you get virtual image in the mirror,
Yes, ma'am.
and real image you can get in case of the formation of the image in your eye. I am able to see you. So actually what do you know, the light that is coming from you to me on my eye, it's having the same function, that is inverted image is formed like that of pinhole camera. But we are having some nerve, optic nerves. that are connected with the nervous system. So this optic nerve is taking the sensation and the brain is refining, that is making the image upside. It is inverted actually, but our brain is making it upside. That is why I can able to see you, you're sitting like that, or otherwise you will see that we are just hanging upside down. Not that, not is that, that is not occurring. Why this is not occurring? Because you know that actually what happens, that in case of only case of human being or the living organism, the image is made upside from the inverted one. But actually you should remember, in a real image, the image that will be formed will be always inverted. Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.